this would be hugely embarrassing because the way this team is being viewed and hyped is one of the best Olympic teams the USA has had ever. You're going to compare them to the Dream Team, to that Redeem Team. Yeah. Other than that, they are right up there. So the perception will be, man, they flubbed it, and it will be a huge embarrassment. Now, if they do get knocked out before winning the gold, the reality is that there are other teams around the world that have, if not caught up, certainly been able to escalate and get closer. I still think the USA should absolutely win this tournament. I think they're the heavy favorites for a reason. But Canada has a bunch of NBA players. France is very good. So, I mean, the reality might be that, oh, they played some tough games and it didn't quite work out. That doesn't matter, though, because the perception is, first of all, there's a reality that they have better players, and therefore the perception is they should win. And it would be a huge embarrassment.
By the way, I love the use of the word flubbed. I haven't heard it in a long time, and it's a really good word. Thank you for using that. Go, Keyshawn.
Yeah, I don't see it. I just don't, looking at the roster, Skip, and Canada does have some NBA players on there, but they ain't got those dudes. I mean, when you start thinking about, you know, Shea and Jamal Murray and R.J. Barrett and Dylan Brooks and Alexander Walker and Lou Dort, like, come on. Okay, it's cool, but they ain't got those guys.
Trey Lyles, Nembhard, who I like a lot, Olynyk and Dwight Powell, just to fill it out. Those are all Canadians.
Yeah,
okay,
but so, I gave you the meat and potatoes of them.
Lou Dort.
And he mentioned Lou Dort. Yeah.
There's no Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry. You know, like I just...
Okay, but listen.
I understand there's different rules.
And you do have Jamal Murray. You have a chance to get hot and make it, you know, turn up the heat on Team
Do you
USA.
want to bet a dinner like you say?
No, I wouldn't bet. But I'm just saying I would give them a shot to get hot. They would have to get hot. They'd have to drain a bunch of
The Canadian game will be interesting. Let's say that. But I don't see where the U.S. would lose. And then when you start looking at the other countries, I mean, it's really nothing.
Okay, if you do have Wemby and Gobert, they're going to make it really hard, right?
Let me stick up the flag for France. Again, I don't expect France to beat Team USA.
You think anybody's scared of Rudy Gobert?
But
Wemby maybe.
France.
But, I said Rudy. I didn't say Wemby.
I understand.
The team that Team USA was in the gold medal game with, who lost to them last Olympics, was France.
Yeah, I understand.
And by the way, they didn't have Victor Wembanyama then. They do now. And in the exhibition games leading up to the Olympics, he has been, I mean, it's been ridiculous to watch him on that team. And those guys have played together for years. Again, I think Team USA is going to win the whole thing. And I think, as you said, you look at the roster, the expectation is so high that they win the whole thing. I just don't see how they wouldn't be embarrassed.
Okay. So then we look at
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis.
By
himself. And Joker has Bogdanovich, kind of. And then you got Germany. You got the Wagner brothers. And you got Schroeder and Tice. So, again, they're all, like, credible, but they ain't us.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And if I just do, let's just say for the sake of discussion, let's say these are our starters. LeBron, KD, AD, Steph, and Embiid. Let's just say that's what we're going to start with, okay? Off our bench comes Jason Tatum, that we just talked about as one of the best players, top 5 player, and Ant-Man that you love.
Anthony Edwards.
And I didn't even mention, I put him in, okay. So then there's Kawhi, who could also start. And there's Devin Booker. And then at the bottom of the barrel, there's Halliburton and Drew Holiday. Okay.
And you didn't mention Bam.
And Bam. That would be the last guy. Okay, so I could take not just the second 5. If I took our final 7 players, I could take those 7. I might win gold with them. I might.
Yes.
I'd have a good shot.
Yes.
All right. That's how good we are. That's how deep we are. Okay. So I look back to our one national disgrace, came in 2004. I was with Stephen A. We were pinch hitting on PTI for Mike and Tony because they were away I think they were at the Olympics, if I recall. So we're sitting there about to tape PTI, watching this game unfold, and we're just like, we're spellbound. Wait, Argentina's going to beat us in the semifinal? And we had Tim Duncan at age 28. We had Allen Iverson at 29. And then we had a bunch of babies, but they were really good babies because we had Dwayne at 22. We had Melo at 20. We had LeBron at 19. Babies, but still very talented. And then we had Marbury, Boozer, Okafor, Sean Marion, Amari Stoudemire, Richard Jefferson. So we didn't have great down the line. We didn't have a second five that could go win the gold. And we wound up having to play what they called the golden generation from Argentina because it was Ginobili and Nocioni and Oberto and Scola and Delfino. All five, especially Manu. Manu obviously was a great player, but the other four played really well in the NBA. Like they were pretty high-level players, and they all grew up together, playing together for the national team. Right. So you want to talk about chemistry? This was the ultimate chemistry. And when you have these NBA babies, along with Iverson and Duncan, there was no chemistry, and it didn't click. And so we lost, I think it was 89-81 in the semifinal. And then they went on to beat Italy for the gold, okay?
And that experience completely changed the way USA basketball worked. Because before then, they were just like, let's get the best players in a room. We can take them the Olympics, that sort of thing. And then seeing the way Argentina dominated them and why, because they had been playing as a team and together for so long, they changed basically the selection criteria to be you had to have been on, you know, a Team USA before, you had to participate if you're a younger player in some of these World Cups or things like that. Mike Krzyzewski, when he took over the program, made guys do it for a couple of years, even the LeBrons of the world prior to the Olympics, and had the long training camp. So the U.S. is more capable of dealing with that sort of thing than they used to be, because there's better chemistry among these guys than there is in that 2004 team. But yeah, the other teams
2004 team is almost like they just took guys because they had NBA logos on that were really good, not the best of the best of the NBA.
But they used to be able to do that. I mean, until 2004, I mean, you said, oh, our bottom seven could beat everyone out there. Until 2004, you could literally
who was 2000?
What, on that team? Kobe was on that team, the Sydney team. I might, there was a lot of Olympics ago. I can't do the roster.
I know, right?
But yes.
But you started with one name that was the best of the best.
Yes.
Kobe.
I understand. I'm just saying that you could really go in and be like, who's in the All-Star game this year? All right, let's take whoever random sample of them. The U.S. was so far ahead of the rest of the world in basketball, and that changed. And that changed more than 25 years ago. And we saw it with the Argentina win. It forced the U.S. to take a completely different approach. These guys on this team are the product of that approach. And I think that they will be less vulnerable to, these guys have been playing forever, this opponent's been playing forever, and that sort of thing.
Well, they did it with the Dream Team, though, because prior to the Dream Team, we had lost, and they said, no more. We get the best of the best. Then we gonna roll it out. That's the end of it.
Yeah,
we're not gonna be fair.
And we're playing Egypt or somebody in the first round, and just it was an annihilation.
You're going to see some of those this Olympics.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm just intrigued by Canada. I think that team's got firepower, and they've been playing together for a while. So that's intriguing to me, just on unity, chemistry, pride, and you got two. Listen, SGA and Jamal, they can just go off any given night. If they both get it going, you got problems. Nope.
No comment.
Wipeout?
Man, they gonna beat the brakes off the dudes, man. Yeah.
I mean, Canada has a little bit of a problem with that roster defending bigs.
They do.
So
they don't have
when they face a Joel Embiid, I think that's going to be
he could
a
cause
problem.
Problems.
I think France is again, we're talking about Team USA, other countries down here, but when you are talking about the best of those other countries, France is a real shot. In a recent one of these international warm-up things, Wembanyama had 25 points on 10 of 16 shooting, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal in just 19 minutes of action. So he is just dominating on that team. And that was, again, it was already a good team. They were silver medalists in the last Olympics. Again, Team USA is better.
Yeah, agreed.
Parlez-vous français? Oui.
Okay.
And their home crowd.
Last quick point. LeBron is approaching 40 years of age, right? Okay, well, he's not a spring chicken
So what
anymore.
you wanted to play 2 minutes?
Okay? I don't know. That's a treat. As you brought up yesterday, he's definitely going to start. Is he going to finish?
We don't know.
Yeah, it depends on if they need him to.
Yeah, okay.
He's not going on a vacation. He's going to take care of business.
As great as KD has been in international play, he's starting to get up there in years. I don't know if you can trust him to be able to give you quite what he's given you before.
I mean, I would put LeBron on the floor to finish.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, his court sense, all of the
Sure.
things
No,
that he
I got
does.
you.
Just my sense of knowing a bunch of those dudes personally on the list,
Yeah.
they're not going over there to vacation.
No.
They're going over there to bring home the gold.
Yeah.
That other team and knowing some of those guys personally, the one that lost, that's a different conversation. You know, that's a different conversation.
I wouldn't put Tim Duncan on that list.
I don't know Tim. I said
Okay.
some of the guys.
I knew you didn't know Tim.
Some of the guys.
Okay. They better bring home the gold. That's all I got to say.
And if
Somebody's
not, it's
gonna be
LeBron
talking
James's
about
fault, just so that y'all know early. They, for some reason, bring home
No.
the silver, the bronze. It'll be because LeBron James is not Michael Jordan.
I'm already blaming Jason Tatum. How about that? All right? It'll be Jason's
Well,
fault.
they play Canada tomorrow, so we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. Do they?
Yeah,
Oh, good. All right.
yeah,
That'll be
FS1,
All
right here.
Was it? Good. All right. Bingo. All right. Speaking of Steph Curry, he says that when he was a rookie, LeBron invited him over for dinner. Interesting. Next. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.